Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be taking on the road to the Labyrinth, chapter 4, Veiled Gate, and it's round 5, the Nightcrawler boss, as we can see here. And it's all about safeguard, prevents champions from losing more than 1% of their health for every attack. And that's what the nodes are. And so let's just take a look at what we're looking at. Nightcrawler is the boss. We have a couple champs in there, and we are going to be starting the first fight against Rhino. And again, as you can see, safeguard, and this Rhino is immune to all debuff effects, which makes it a little bit tougher. So if you take it on round 5, we're ready to roll, and here's what we're going to do. So we are going to take in, first of all, we are going to make sure this is on. And let's take on Rhino, and we're going to take him on with Star-Lord. Again, there is no boost active on any of this stuff, but maybe we should activate a boost. Just to complete this, we're going to put an extra 15% on the attack here. And we are going to do, let's do some health and attack again. Let's put in 25% more health. Because I'm going to try to finish this off without using any more potions or revives, if it's possible. And I think that should do it. And let's get into the fight. And here we go. Star-Lord against Rhino. And again, he is unstoppable, and he's immune to all debuffs. Again, Star-Lord does not put a lot of debuffs on you, so that's why I took him into the fight. And it's the first time I'm doing this run, so this is the first attempt. Hopefully we complete the entire quest. I'm gonna fire out that SP2. Again, he only takes 1% damage, so we gotta try to stay close as well. So this is pretty much about giving him some hits, and so he has 100%, so I'm thinking 100 plus hits should take him down to 0. This SP attacks really is not going to make a difference in this fight because he's only going to lose 100%, 1% of the health anyway. Hopefully the Star-Lord takes him down. If not, we have 4 more fighters to complete the task. And here we go. Looks like I'm going to be out of it with the Star-Lord. And this is just a test run. Like I said, first time attempting. Let's see what these nodes are all about. And Star-Lord is going to fire that SP. Boom. Again, 1% damage. This guy, we got to stay close to him because of that unstoppable. We don't want to give him any distance to charge. Star-Lord is great at holding block, but I don't know if I could bring this guy down with only 6% left. So we might have to bring in a different fighter to take on this guy. We're doing some damage, but maybe I should have brought in the Nick Fury into this fight because it was a tech champion, and I'm thinking we just need to give him that amount of hits to get it done. So let's bring in a guy that could do a lot of hit damage, and his SP1 should at least give him several hits. And damage over time is just going to be continuously bleeding him. Not bleeding him, but incinerates. And maybe that's going to do some damage. So we're going to do it, fire off that SP3. We're going to wait for that power gain. And then we're just going to wreck him with the SP3. Or try to. It's down to 44%. And this might be the strategy for this guy. Maybe it's all about Hyperion on these fights. We did some damage. Again, any SP3s or SP2s are just going to deliver the 1% damage. Maybe the SP1 is going to deliver damage over time. I'm not too sure, but we will see. We will test it. Okay, SP2 fired off. He's unstoppable. And here we go. I did the dash back because after I fired off the SP3, and you can see Hyperion is actually healing right now. So I'm getting some heal from Hyperion. which prolongs the fight. Able to take those attacks from Rhino. I'm telling you, he's a little bit annoying with that unstoppable. You just have to hold your block and hope for the best. Again, we have to time that right. And maybe get him right after he does that heavy or charges. And then we're going to do some damage here. Let's see, 21% brings him down to 20%. And that's it, 1% from any attack. So that is still at 20%. I'm at 19%, so maybe we'll get it down. We didn't try that SP1 yet. And maybe the SP1 is all we needed. Well, let's see. Here we fire it off. Ooh, and that did some damage because it hit him at least 3 or 4 times. So that brought him down from 10-11% down to 9%. So I think the SP2. So that's Rhino taking off 2 of our champs out of the game. And then we're going to bring in Nick Fury. Some of my other champs like Mephisto is tied up in a war. So we're going to just see what this guy could do. Human Torch is going to probably do the most amount of damage when I'm thinking about it. Damage over time with the SP1 with his Incinerates. And he seems to have gotten this down. So he might be the guy to take into the other fights. 2, 3, 4. Hopefully there's all the same nodes. And he's able to do the most damage. And he does have an advantage on Guillotine here. So let's just... third special, SP2 she has is unblockable. Starts with 2 bars of power. So we're going to have to try to evade that SP2 as it starts and try not to bring her up to an SP2. Bait out the SP1s. And I'm going to put that flame on so we activate that Nova Flame and give us a 75 plus 75% additional damage to start the fight. So let's see. Again, this is the first time testing this run. So we will just go testing a couple champions here to see who's best suited for it. And I think those Nova Flames are doing its job. It's ticking away at her. We're going to bait out that SP2 that she had. We do not want to push her to an SP3. She might totally destroy us. And you know, this Human Torch really cannot take a hit. But he can do serious damage if you bait out the 1 and 2. Her SP2 is unblockable. So we're going to push her close to the SP3 and wait for that bait out. But as you can see, that damage over time is doing a lot of havoc on her. So we should have started the very first fight with Rhino with Human Torch. So I'm thinking for Chapter 4, Round 5, Vailed Gate, Nightcrawler boss. You want to bring in this guy because as you can see, he does an incredible amount of damage over time with that Nova Flame and his Incinerates. So that's 1 down with him. And let's see him take out same setup, pretty much setup here, special 1. So we're just going to have to look at the SP1s. It's still safeguard, so he cannot lose more than 1% of his health. We're going to bring Nick Fury into this because he does have that SP1 that bleeds you to death. So let's see if that SP1 is going to actually do a lot of damage. It's a constant tick of damage going on here. He's at 97%, 96%, 95%. So with every hit he's going down, we're going to have to bait out that SP1 or push him to SP2 so it's not unblockable. But there you go. I got hit with it. I did not prepare in time for that dex. I was planning on pushing him to SP2, but he's going to do it now. But I think we're going to be ready for him this time. We pushed him to the SP2. That's blockable. Not a problem there. Going to fire up the SP1. And that does an incredible amount of damage there. We're going to fire it off again with the bleeds. This time we're ready for the SP1. It's pretty easy to block once you prepare for it. Well, evade it, I should say, with dexterity. So his ones are not that bad. Just get ready for when he pretty much teleports exactly when he's going to throw it. So whenever he puts that SP1 in, you just dash back like we did here. So it's blockable. So this is an easy fight with using a Nick Fury. And I'm thinking that Human Torch would have done a lot of damage. So Even Hyperion would have done a lot of damage with his SP1 incinerates. So those are the three champions I would bring into this. Star-Lord is just a perfect dynamic of hitting, but again, that Rhino, the Unstoppable, is annoying as hell, and we just won't be prepared for it. This guy has a lot of buffs on him. Who are we going to try this time? I'm thinking Human Torch, because he does do that incinerate on him. We cannot use the Nova Flame because we already used it in the fight. And here we go. We're going to fire off some heavies. We want to at least charge the heavy so we build the temperature. And look at that damage. He is just melting away, this dude. So I'm thinking right now the best for round 5 Vailed Gate will be Human Torch. Is doing the most amount of damage right now. Nick Fury is doing an awesome amount of damage as well, but I think the Nova Flame on Human Torch is doing a fantastic job. And this is a 5-star awakened Human Torch, rank 4. So he's not at rank 5 yet, but 4 is doing an incredible amount of damage. As you can see, those incinerates are just peeling away at him. And this guy has a ton of buffs, but no defense for those Nova Flames. And I shouldn't say Nova Flames, it's just the incinerate. Charging the heavy again, trying to get it off. And he is melting away. Yep. Pretty light, medium attacks, light, medium, just light attacks, medium attacks are heavy every so often to build the temperatures to max. Hold that block or dexterity it, and then just, you cannot get hit because I'm telling you, you need to hold your block or at least dexterity all attacks with Human Torch, because he cannot take or sustain too much damage. So you just want to back off and time it. You can hold the block, but you just want to keep those flames totally, and there you go. You take him out, but you got to keep those flames on him constantly to do its damage over time. And with this safeguard nodes on every one of these, remember, you cannot do more than 1% damage, so it does take a lot of hits, and damage over time champions would do a lot of damage to these champs. Daredevil's training, 100% perfect radar, so you got to look out for that. The guy has stun, and then safeguard. Defenders' attacks have a 10% chance to inflict stun, so you got to be careful of not getting hit from this guy. And let's see. We're going to use Nick Fury in this fight. Again, we're going to block, bleed, put that damage over time bleed on him. We're going to parry and bleed, stack those bleeds. One more will give us internal bleeding, and then we're on 3 stacks of the second bleed set. We're going to stack more bleeds. That's 4. One more should do it, 2 internal bleeds. Couldn't get it done there. We'll get it done here. That's 2 internal bleeds on him now, as you can see. And we are going to fire that SP3, which is going to do some serious damage over time. Again, he does not lose more than 1% from anything. So here goes. We're going to continue working away at him. So guys, safeguard, here's the way to do it. You just can't take in champions that hit. It's going to take forever, but any damage over time champion will and seems to be working great. So Nick Fury seems to be good. Who are the other champions that do damage over time? I would say he's out. I would say anyone like Omega Red. I would say anyone like who we could use here again. Anyone that bleeds over time. So I would say Okay, so this one is SP2, does more damage at unblockable. So you got to defend against that SP2. And you know, Storm, you just want to bait out her SP1s in this one. So that is blockable and get away from her SP2s. So yeah, so anyone that does bleed in over time, so Gwenpool would be great at this, I'm thinking. Archangel would be good at this because he does that bleed and he has that neurotoxin. So those would be good champions. Anyone that shocks, maybe a Stark Spidey with his SP2 shock over time. So champions like that would work well with these. Void would be good on these fights as well, I'm assuming. But this Human Torch is pulling his weight in this fight, man, I'm telling you. We lost Hyperion early on, and we lost who is it? Star-Lord with the first test against that Rhino. But this Nick Fury and Human Torch are really pulling their weight to get through most of this fight so far. Can't wait to get to the boss and see what we do with that Nightcrawler. I'm thinking the best champion for the Nightcrawler is just that Star-Lord because he has insane block proficiency and he could wreck you with a lot of damage. His SP2 with his shock might be good as well, but we never did try it with the Rhino fight. So this is again our next quick fight. As you can see, we baited out and we baited out the SP2. We just did not push her to SP2. We baited out the 1, so she never got to the 2. And we keep wrecking her and applying that SP1 Human Torch, and that damage over time did it. This one has increased power 100%, so we cannot, well, this guy's going to have 100% increased power. And he has that safeguard, so we're going to have to work away to him and hopefully just overpower him with the hits that Medusa is going to have to apply on him. She's going up against a robot. She's great. So let's just see what she could do here. We're going to apply some hits. I believe any critical hit here is going to give him a power gain. So as long as we bait out the SP1 and 2, we should be fine. We do not want to push him to an SP3. I don't think we'll be able to survive it. And we did push him to an SP3. This is an awakened 5-star Medusa, 5-star rank level 4. So she can take some hits. And remember, we did boost up these champions at the start of the fight with 25% health, etc. So she does have the health of a rank 5 right now, with those extra boost. Okay, this is the second SP3 we pushed him to because he has power gain. He has a 100% of power gain. So it's going to be very difficult to control that. So it took us the entire Medusa health pool there to lose that fight. So who else do we have? We have Human Torch. We're not going to be able to boost him up. So I'm thinking let's use up whatever health we have and then do a revive for all of the champions, get them back up to health to handle the second part of this fight or this quest. I'm going to try to apply that SP1, which is perfect. He's melting away a little bit there. I'm hoping he doesn't regen a lot after below 50%. So we're going to have to apply a quick stun on him and then that's it. 58% and we're out. I don't see Nick Fury doing a lot of damage to this guy because his bleeds are now no longer effective against Ultron. Here is where that Star-Lord would have been perfect, or Hyperion, but we're going to bring them back as soon as we... let's see what we could do with this health. This guy's... let's see what we can do. Applying the blades is not going to be working here, so I'm just going to try to hit him with raw power with this Nick Fury. Again, this is still the decoy, so he's not hitting as hard as he could. But I'm not just going to lose the decoy's health because it might come in handy if I could survive this fight. Yeah, so this power gain is by far the most troubling fight so far in this path. This Ultron does have a lot of power gain, so you gotta watch what you do with him. Let's see if you could fire off an SP2 and do some damage, or an SP3. But again, it's only 1% damage you're gonna do to this guy, 38. Because he only takes, because of that safeguard, 1%. So he drops from 38 to 37% on this SP3. So you're just better off sticking with your regular light and heavy attacks to get these guys down. And again, his SP3 holds me. I should go into the real Nick Fury phase now, right after this attack. And let's see if we could take him down with that power and strength. All right, let's see how fast if he builds to that SP3. We're doing a lot more damage with this Nick Fury. He's already again at SP3 power because of that insane power gain. Couldn't bait him out because his attack is just constant. And I'm thinking this is the end of Nick Fury here. It puts him under 20%, 14%. Let's see if we could take him out now. He does have more attack under 30%. Let's fire up the SP2, see if we could do some damage. Doesn't do anything but 1%. So again, we have to rely on just the regular hits, but this guy is already pushed over SP3. He is going to take me out here now, and this is where we're going to have to do a revive and get into the second half of this fight. So just have some units on hand when you do this fight, or just prepare better than I did at the start of the fight and start off with Human Torch or Hyperion with the SP1s. We're gonna bring them up. We're gonna use the revive, team revive, bring them all up to some 40% health. And let's start with a Medusa to take and finish off this fight. Okay, we should have no problem taking him out. Hoping not to push him over that SP3 again. You have him down to 1%. And that's it. He's out. So I'm glad that fight is over. Let's see who's next on the agenda here. And then this is it, final fight. We do have the champs at 40% each. I'm going to start. All abilities trigger 20% more often, 100% critical damage. So this guy is no joke. Nightcrawler, we already know how annoying he is to fight. And I'm going to bring whole safe Star-Lord for last. And I'm going to try to bring him down as close as possible. We have 5 champions, so we need to do at least 20% damage with each one to get him down there. So I'll be more than happy to bring him down to 20% or with any one of these champs at 40%. He's already down to 92%. And we just eaten him away with this Human Torch, which I think has been a very helpful champion in this quest in particular. So anyone that has the safeguard where they only lose 1% of health, Human Torch is a huge, insane value to you, as long as you don't get hit and wrecked. Okay, he did his 20%. He's down to 76%, so I'm gonna say Human Torch did his job and even more. I'm thinking every champion could handle at least 20% to bring him down to 100%, 0, and kill him off and complete this round. After this fight, I actually did complete chapter 5, which is and 5 and 6 actually. So this was completely done. Road to the Labyrinth is completely 100% completed by me now. Should be taking Star-Lord on this. Okay, let's see if Star-Lord could get the rest of it done. So 64%, so we're looking at what, 20%, 46%, 46% I'll be more than happy with. He's already down to 54. Like I said, Star-Lord has incredible block proficiency. He already has him down to 48%. And again, the longer this fight goes, is the more effective Star-Lord gets at blocking, block proficiency, and attack. And here we go. We're going to try to fire that SP3 now. He's at 43%. We're going to take him down to 42%. And let's see, it's 42%. And let's see if we could still do some more attack now, because he is armor broken now. So he's going to take some more damage. He's down to 37%. And I can't stress how good Star-Lord is. Star-Lord is just a fantastic champion this game for most quests. I missed the block over there. I should have dexed and held the block. But I think we're getting the job done. Nick Fury is next. He's 33%, so we want to do at least 20% damage. I need every champ to do at least 20% to ensure that 100% without using any more revives. So I would be quite happy at 13% here with this Nick Fury. And this is the real Nick Fury, so we should be dealing some lot more damage. And that's out 16%. So Nick Fury not as efficient as Star-Lord in this. But again, that's my mistake. And as you know, we are going to make mistakes from time to time. And that's understandable. So again, Medusa. Let's see if we could get him down with Medusa. She might be able to just take him out without me having to bring in Hyperion. And she has that block, she has that parry, and I hope you like the gameplay, guys. I'll catch you next time. Remember to work less, play more, and enjoy life. And have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.